The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Knicks blow out the Bulls. Mitchell Robinson 15 and 10 in the first half. Knicks led by 37 at the half. Largest halftime lead they've ever had. OG Anunoby tonight, 31 points, tied a career high with 7 made threes. Knicks at one point led by 47, and they went up by 40, 136 to 96. Great to have you with us here, Bill Pidto, along with Alan Hahn. So the Knicks, total domination, wire-to-wire win, and when you put this into historical significance, important tonight, their 50th win.
Yes.
Third straight season, Alan, that this franchise has won at least 50 games.
Yeah, it's tied for the second most seasons in a row winning 50 games, tied with the championship era team 68-71. That team won the championship in 1970. It's one shy of the franchise long, which is early 90s, 91 to 95, and that's the Pat Riley era. They did it 4 times in a row. That team got to an NBA Finals. The goal, of course, for this current team is to reach the NBA Finals. Can they do it this season? That's the way you do it, is you start the game strong, you get after a team, no matter what they are on the floor, you impose your will like the Knicks did 20-1 to start this game, and you made sure that, forget the scoreboard, you still have to get after it defensively, forcing turnovers. This is the standard the Knicks have to continue to play at.
Knicks got off to a great start and beat Memphis the other night without Jalen Brunson.
Right.
Tonight, no Karl Anthony Towns. Mitchell Robinson started. We showed you that as we began the show, and the Knicks rolled in the first quarter. 38-16 was a count after one period of play, and again, the lead at the half was 37.
Yeah, remember my stats are wide. Like that, you are got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. That's what Knicks did. 9 straight against teams with a losing record. And what I liked also is the fact that the Knicks saw that the Bulls were small, just like the Grizzlies didn't have any 7-footers on the floor. Neither did the Bulls. So what'd you do? Attack the rim, get into the paint. You also saw Mitchell Robinson get a lot of lobs. And then after a while, when they pack it in, OG Anunoby, who picked up where he left off in the fourth quarter in Memphis. He was 4 of 6 from downtown in Memphis, so he started to calibrate that jumper. But it was a great mix of inside and out. And while we're showing Brunson scoring here, what I loved is Jalen Brunson was looking to pass the basketball. He was trying to find the open man. He had 10 assists in this game, a lot of other great looks that didn't go down for some passes. So a great game from your star point guard as well.
Talked a lot about tough starts for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Throw that out the window the last couple of games. 78 first half points tonight after scoring 79 against Memphis. You see, they've totally dominated each of the first halves of the last 2 games. And what's been interesting in each of the games, Alan, they've been missing an all-star.
Yep.
Missed Jalen Brunson against Memphis. No Karl Anthony Towns. Not serious for Towns, out with a sore right elbow, but they've been able to put up a lot of points in each of the games, missing one of their stars.
It's about the approach. Mitchell Robinson talked about it. The players have talked about it to start these games. They have played a lot of teams that are in the lottery, a lot of teams that aren't really looking to win or try to get any positioning in the playoffs. So when you're doing that, sometimes you come out and you just, you take it a little too easy. You think it's going to be simple, but they want to get after these opponents, especially playing against the Knicks, especially playing at Madison Square Garden. So you have to have the right approach. They've had these last 2 games, the right approach. That's what's important. It's a standard of play that you need to now lift your game as you're heading towards the most important part of the season, the playoffs.
All right, Alan, tonight's thrilling moment presented by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. Mitchell Robinson's first double-double and a half in his career. 15 and 10 in the first half. Finished the game with 17 points and 11 rebounds. And his last start, he had 22 rebounds and 12 points. So when he starts, he makes the most of it.
Of course he does. And again, you're going against a small lineup. What I loved is they were looking for him. Not only was he getting the buckets around the basket because of plays like this, I'm just bigger than you, offensive rebounding, but the lobs that were being thrown up to him, while he would be losing his mind right now, what do we say? The Gotham lob, his favorite play. You saw a lot of it. OG threw one. We just showed you Brunson throwing him one. Getting the big man going, the activity around the rim. These are the things that he can do. Also made 3 free throws, by the way, which was also good to see when he got to the free throw line. Shot it with confidence. So 10 points in that first quarter. He was a big reason why the Knicks were able to get off to such a big start.
I talked to OG Anunoby after the game on the court. He had 25 against Memphis, and tonight he went for 31. Breathe like a winner, presented by Blue Air. And Alan, he is 11 for his last 18 from downtown.
That's good to see. He went through a couple of games where he was struggling to shoot the 3-point shot, which is such a big part of his game. And the kickouts for him, he loves to relocate to those corners. He's one of the best, if not the best, corner 3 shooter in the NBA. And for him to have calibrated that three in the fourth quarter in Memphis and to see it carry over now into this game, that's important. We know when he is on a roll, when he's feeling that from the three-point line, the Knicks are just a different team.
You know, you made the point talking about this game and on the pregame show. Chicago's no size.
Yeah.
But
everybody's hurt. Nick Williams was hurt. Nick Richards, I should say, was hurt. They don't have anybody bigger than 6'8", 6'9" to play in this game. And so when you're the Knicks, that's a green light to go to the rim. You don't have to spend the game on the perimeter, get right at the basket and score. And the Knicks had the size to be able to do it. And in fact, Mike Brown even, who did he go to for his backup center? Jeremy Sohan.
Right.
So instead of going to Ariel Hukporti, another 7-footer, he said, all right, let me see what this looks like to play small. And I thought Sohan, for the first time, really acclimated himself to a style of play and to show the coaching staff, look, if you want to play small, you need a guy like me playing center. I can get rebounds, I can force turnovers, I can play tough defense, I can switch. There's a lot of things that he showed you in this game in a small lineup.
Really interesting that they went with him. I mean, we were watching the game saying, well, where's Alvarado?
Yeah.
Diawara came in. Sohan went in before all those guys, which was really interesting.
This was a perfect game that you used to say, all right, I'm going to give guys opportunities in different situations, see how it looks, especially early in the game. It helped you win up 20-1. You got a 19-point lead out of the gate. It allowed you to experiment with different lineups and give different guys looks. And a guy like Alvarado knows, I'm going to play. Like, I'm not worried about this. So if you want to see, let's put Deuce here, let's bring in Diawara here, let's try Sohan here, you're going to sit back and let it happen, because when you get to the playoffs, rotations, lineups, matchups, it's all about the series matchup, who you're playing, the situation, what style of play they play. Mike Brown looked at this roster when he took the job, and what he loved about it, I remember him telling me this in the summer, is he said, there's so many ways you can play with this lineup, because you can play big if you need to. You can play small. There's a lot of versatility in how you can put your lineups out on the floor. And from series to series, it might look much different. That's what I think makes the Knicks such a dangerous team, is they're not stuck one way to play.
All right, and Jalen Brunson tonight, after the one-game absence, sore ankle, didn't play against Memphis, 17 and 10 tonight, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and again, like I mentioned before, the playmaking I thought really stood out to me. His ability to drive into the paint and make passes to open men, whether it was cutters or kicking out for three. And then when he was off the ball, the catch and shoot. He didn't really shoot the ball well from downtown, but he was able to get into the paint. Now, one thing that's funny when you're watching this game is that a lot of the other Knicks were getting easy offense. Lobs are easy to put in. OG knocking down threes. Brunson was dealing with Colin Sexton, a bulldog, right? And Isaac Okoro, another bulldog. The two of them just getting after them, and they're salivating, trying to guard him. And there was one point where I think Sexton was all over him. He draws the foul. Sexton pats him on the hip, and Brunson just stops like, hey, can I get an easy night for a change? Like, everybody's coming at me and wanting to come at the king. But that's what happens, of course, when you're a player at the level of Jalen Brunson, one of the top scoring guards in the NBA.
All right, back with Alan here as we continue. The Knicks blowing out the Bulls to get to 50 wins on the season, 136-96. So 4 games left. At Atlanta Monday, Boston, Toronto next Thursday, Friday, and then the Knicks wrap it up a week from Sunday against Charlotte.
Yeah. Now, you don't know because of the standings.
Tight, very fluid situation.
They are. For Atlanta, game matters. All right? Matters for you, matters for Atlanta.
Toronto's going to matter.
Toronto might for them, yes. For you, might not. Boston might not matter to them.
It's 2.5 right now. Now the Knicks do have the tiebreaker.
Detroit clinched first tonight, right?
I don't know. I'm
with
not
a win.
Sure.
They clinched first, I believe, with a win. So for Boston, doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we look at these games ahead and go, oh, these are important games.
Well, Boston wants to lock up second.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost virtually there. By the time we get to Friday's game.
Right. They're up 2.5 basically with 4 to go.
That's what I mean. Like they might not need that game, might not be important to them. And it doesn't mean anything when it comes to season series. It doesn't mean anything tiebreakers or any of that stuff. So that's why, like, we look at it and think this is going to be a tough schedule, but you never know how games are going to end up. The Charlotte game might not mean anything either. You don't know by the time you get to the end of the season, because they might be already locked into a play-in. They're working their way, still within striking distance of being a top 6 team. Toronto, and Sixers, like, those are teams.
The Sixers on the tiebreaker over the Raptors.
But here's where
Raptors going to win tonight.
Here's where you start playing the game of, if you're locked into 3, right? If you are, which you.
What do you think about a Knicks-Philadelphia potential first-round matchup?
A lot of fun, you know that.
That would be electric,
Philly,
right?
They've already played each other a couple of years ago. There's something built in already. They look a lot different with Paul George. When he's healthy, they're
He's healthy now and
team.
rested because he missed so much time.
That's correct. And then VJ Edgecombe, the rookie, the element he brings of speed that Maxey has. Yeah, that's a fun series. Nick Nurse, you know, I mean, he always pulls out every trick he can possibly pull out when he tries to stop Jalen Brunson. And then flip side, the Villanova guys. They never lose in Philadelphia. They play down there. It's a home game for them. They love it. So, you know, Knick fans travel. That building was a takeover of Knick fans in that first round a couple of years ago. The Embiid of it all, whether he's
the Embiid
healthy,
factor, right?
And, like, it becomes a really interesting, fun type of potential series that you would enjoy. But you certainly don't want to take it lightly because that backcourt, they are lightning fast, they are tough, and Edgecombe's already proven he might be a rookie, but he comes in his place, he doesn't play like one.
A lot yet to be decided, for sure, over the final week and change of the regular season. Mike Brown, in his first year, leads the Knicks to at least 50 wins, as they are now 50-28. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. A wire-to-wire win for the Knicks, blowing out the Bulls tonight by 40. We continue now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So the Knicks have the weekend off. Next up for them at Atlanta on Monday with the pregame at 6:30 and the game at 7. Hawks, one of the hottest teams in the NBA. Let's now listen into Mike Brown's postgame comments, as always, presented by Chase.
Yeah, I thought our guys were good to start the game. You know, one of the things we've been talking about is, our starts, and our guys were really good. And it doesn't matter, who we're playing. At the end of the day, it's about us. And I thought our guys were really good with that. To start a game off 38-16, and they missed some shots, but I thought our guys were really active, covering for one another, trying to play the right way, playing with a sense of urgency, and then on top of that, sharing the basketball offensively and spacing the floor the right way. It was a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully we can continue. We're not going to jump on people 38-16 every game, but hopefully we can continue with the same mindset to start games with the sense of urgency, a sense of physicality, making our opponents feel us while trying to get out in transition and space the floor the right way and share the basketball the way we did. Again, a lot of big contributions on down the line from a lot of different guys. Our defensive player, though, tonight was Jeremy. Jeremy hadn't played in a while, especially when it comes to playing with the first or second unit. And tonight we threw him out there, and he was fantastic. He was fantastic defensively. That's why he was the DPOG, but he also was really good offensively. I mean, we just looked fast. I mean, a couple times when he got the defensive rebound, he just busted out himself, and we had guys flying down the floor, and if he didn't have the ball in his hands, he was flying down the floor. If he did, he was pushing it at breakneck speed. So, really good game by him as well as everybody else.
Jalen, another double-digit assist
Yep.
today. I think March was the most assists per game he's had for a month in his career. What have you seen in the last, 32 days or so, 33 days from Jalen in the playmaking aspect? Have you asked something different of him than previous, and just how have you seen him respond to what the team needs?
No, Jalen's just taking what the defense gives him. When you're talking about a great player, that's what they do. They're able to adjust their game with what's in front of them. And so to me, it's not surprising. Some people might think it's special, but he's more than capable. And he had a good game, but he's more than capable of that, or putting up 30, or both.
With Jeremy, was that something you wanted to see specifically tonight, against this team, or because he wasn't in, as you said, the rotation? It was Jose or it was Mo. And those guys didn't see the floor until the fourth. What was the thinking there?
Well, I wanted to play him at some backup five, and that's basically what he played for us tonight. Allowed us to do a lot of things like switch pick and rolls and stuff like that. So we brought a different element to our game, not just offensively with the speed, but even defensively with the flexibility of switching a lot of things, just keeping the ball in front of us. And when there was a chance that Cat was going to be out, we talked about it amongst staff, and at the end of the day, I got great suggestions from all my guys. We got a fantastic staff, but it's up to me to make the final decision, and that's what I decided to go with because there was some minutes open there that I could throw him out there.
Mike, OG has been really good from the corners all year, but he got off to an uncharacteristically bad start percentage-wise from above the break on threes. Last month or so, that percentage has really climbed up. Have you seen anything different from his looks, or do you think this is just progression to where he is as a shooter?
Yeah, OG's a great shooter. If I remember right, he was shooting and playing really well, and then he got hurt with the toe, I think. He was out for a while, and it just, he's a rhythm player like most guys, and it took him a little bit of time to find his way or his rhythm, and just watching him, especially as of late, you could see not just shooting the ball, in my opinion, but just his rhythm overall. Attacking the rim with quick decisions and finishing, as well as shooting the ball and playmaking. So it was, I would say it was more of that than anything else, him just getting back into it after the injury.
Kind of piggybacking on that, OG, for as talented of a defender as he is, only has one second-team all-defensive team nomination. I think today he hit the threshold for games needed to be played for consideration for the end of the year awards. Just when you think about OG and defense, maybe it sounds like a crazy question, but just how important is he to what it is that you guys try to do on the defensive end?
So I'm lost. He has one.
Yeah,
what?
He has one.
Because I don't follow. It's 1 second. So he has 1 second team. Oh, in his career.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I can say that with a straight face because he's a great defender, and he does a lot of different things that people don't see on that end of the floor for us and for other teams that he played for. But more importantly, his versatility is off the charts. And you can do a lot of things with your defense because of him. And in my opinion, he deserves first team all defense this year. And hopefully the powers that be we'll see it that way too.
Mike, you talked about the...
Sorry about that to all the kids out there, but it is. So, go ahead.
You talked about the fast start tonight. I guess just how big is that for this team going forward, especially as the regular season winds down?
Again, it's not fast start in terms of jump. Like, we still may be down 11-16. It's about starting the right way. And, tonight we started the right way, and we're a good enough team. When we do, we might jump on somebody. But it's about making our opponents feel us, executing our defense the right way every possession, not giving up any easy baskets in transition, and finishing it with a defensive rebound. Our pick and roll coverage right away has to be on point. And those are some things that haven't been that way, in a while to start games. And then offensively, taking care of the ball, spacing the floor the right way, touching the paint and spraying it. And when those things happen, good things occur for us. And so it's more about that than, having a fast start and being up by 10 or 15 or whatever like we were tonight.
Last couple of games, Knicks have had a fast start and been up big. Special night tomorrow night. The PWHL Madison Square Garden debut for the New York Sirens. 8 o'clock, you can watch on MSG2. The game is right here on MSG. Full game coverage on MSG2, or you can stream on the Gotham Sports App. We'll be back with more after this. Jalen Brunson and Billy Donovan, a little handshake there. Jalen tonight 17-10.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
more games left, Alan, as we discussed. Hard to believe, but true. We got the Hawks and Knicks at Atlanta on Monday, and then 3 straight home games to finish the regular season. Boston, Toronto, next Thursday, Friday, and then it all wraps up Sunday with a home game against Charlotte.
Again, tonight, by the way, 28th home win, so that's more than last season. That's a good sign. Last road game before the playoffs in Atlanta, a game that will matter, and it should matter to you. And then we'll see these last 3 games at home, how much they're going to matter in the standings to those teams.
All right, back with more after this. "17 points, 10 assists for Jalen Brunson, and the Knicks win tonight over Chicago." Here's Brunson in the postgame locker room with our Tyler Murray.
Got off to a great start tonight. I know that's been a point of emphasis for you guys. What made the difference to get going early?
Honestly, just being able to lock in and be ready to go from the jump is key. And it starts with that preparation. And, I think there's still things we can do better, but defensively and obviously getting out to the lead helped us play comfortable with the lead for the rest of the game.
You got Deuce and Landry back in the lineup. I know Cat was out, but as you guys start to get healthier, how exciting is that to envision what this fully loaded roster could look like?
Yeah, we just want everyone back healthy, ready to go. It's very important for us coming down the stretch. And, it's really important for us to make a run that we think that we're capable of.
Monday night, it's the Knicks' final road game of the regular season. They are at the surging Atlanta Hawks, who are 18-2 in their last 20. Pre-game at 6:30, game at 7. You can also stream our coverage Monday on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free, or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.